A rocket is on track to collide with the moon, and a team at the University of Arizona is tracking it. They estimate the booster will hit the moon next week on March 4th. I met with one of the co-leaders of the team to learn more about the impact and where the booster came from. This is the telescope University of Arizona students use to track the rocket booster.
So they've been picking up this booster in deep space for the last 7 years or so.
Assistant Professor Vishnu Reddy co-leads the Space Domain Awareness Lab, where the team captured this video. Reddy says the black dot you see moving across the screen is the rocket booster, which is on course to hit the moon at a high rate of speed.
2.5 kilometers a second. The crater that's going to form, it's about somewhere between 60 and 100 feet. Not very deep, probably about 6 to 7 feet deep. But in the process of creating the crater, the booster itself is going to vaporize. It's about 4 tons, so it's relatively heavy.
Reddy predicts the impact is going to happen out of sight on the far side of the moon in a crater called Hertzsprung.
It would be nice if it had hit the near side and we could all have a little barbecue outside and look at the moon and the impact, but no fireworks for us.
While we won't be able to see the impact, Reddy says before and after photos of that location on the moon will help them verify if the collision happened.
Luckily, we have some spacecraft that orbit the moon and they regularly take pictures of the moon. And once they compare, they should be able to find there's a new crater on the moon.
The team not only knows where the rocket is headed, but it also knows where it came from.
Initially, we thought this was a SpaceX booster. And then we realized that there was a Chinese mission that went to the moon, and this orbit fits that mission better.
But the team went a step further.
And what we've been able to show here at the University of Arizona is that we were able to study the light reflected off the paint from these boosters and identify which one is Chinese and which one is SpaceX. So that's our specialty that we have here.
The booster is just one of many pieces of space junk this team and others around the world are tracking. In fact, more than 27,000 pieces of orbital debris are tracked by the Department of Defense's Global Space Surveillance Network sensors. Much more debris too small to be tracked but large enough to threaten human spaceflight and robotic missions exists in the near-Earth space environment.
We believe there are probably between 300 and 600,000 things in space that are bigger than a golf ball. And a lot of these are traveling at very high speeds, 18,000 miles an hour. So it can cause a lot of damage if debris would hit, say, something like an active satellite or, God forbid, people living on the space station.
Whether it is a robotic spacecraft or a crewed mission, Reddy says their goal is to ensure people and equipment are safe and not threatened by space debris.
We're trying to train the next generation and giving them a chance to work on tackling space environmentalism and national security at the same time.
Reddy's team is providing observations to NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory to help pinpoint the location of the booster's upcoming impact, which could be imaged and verified by NASA's Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter, the satellite that took the video that you see right behind me.